Hey, it's Brian. I know it's been a while since I made a video, but I wanted to do a quick one and show you a cleanup trick I use constantly when I'm working on letterforms. Before we jump in, quick context. I've been starting to release these fonts I've made over the years. They're basically digital recreations and revivals of old lettering and print ephemera I've been hoarding, and they're built for designers. So they're imperfect on purpose, and a bunch of them have variants and alternates, so you can push them around and make them feel custom. I've used these in my own designs for a long time, but I'm finally sharing them with the world. And I know people don't necessarily think of me as a font designer, but I've been making fonts quietly in the background for a while now. Anyway, anytime I'm working on a font, I usually have a workboard and a type sheet set up, just so that I can see the full alphabet while I'm tweaking. And these fonts are supposed to feel vintage and a little busted, so the goal isn't to polish it until it looks like some clean geometric thing. The goal is just fixing the spots that feel accidental. So let's go in. One of the things that I don't always love is when a letter pinches in a way that feels unintentional. First, I'm going to lock my guides, then I'll grab a couple points around the problem area. And the big thing is, I'm going to change where my anchor point is before I do anything. This is probably my favorite Illustrator cleanup move. I'll grab 2 or 3 points around a corner, hit S for scale, and then option click outside the area where I want those points to go. That sets the anchor. And you don't even have to select multiple points. Sometimes you can select one point, bring over the scale tool, set the anchor point out here, and then shift constrain. It's sort of like doing auto body repair or dent work. You don't want to go too far. Sometimes I find it hard to properly click in and do perfect little Bezier handle adjustments. This method saves you from having to adjust Bezier points sometimes. It's also fast because you can get into a rhythm. You're not rebuilding the letter, you're just nudging a few points into behaving. So I don't always use the smooth tool, but sometimes if you just hit it very lightly, you can clean up a couple points without killing the texture. If you select a whole bunch of points and smooth everything at once, it turns into a smooth, blobby mess. So I do this section by section. I don't do this all the time, but sometimes you can just remove the Beziers on a point to clean it up. I really don't like to do this because it involves a lot more work than just selecting the points and doing the process that I was showing you. It's a minor thing, but anything that allows you to just continue to go into flow is really useful. Now I'm going to select 2 points and round it just a tiny little bit. I don't want these to be too clean. I just want them to be a little cleaner. And sometimes one area is rounding nicely, but the next area isn't. So I'll protect a point by adding another little anchor point. Now I've got Bezier points that can help hold that shape while I adjust nearby. Same idea, set our anchor point out here and just shrink it until it is in place. Basically pull it into alignment. Here's something interesting. Notice how this doesn't follow the angle? Well, you can fix that in 2 ways. You can hit R for rotate and set your anchor point down here, rotate it, and then clean up what that breaks. But honestly, a lot of the time, the easier way is to go to Shear because Shear scales proportionately. So you can clean up that edge without doing a whole lot. Now, if you've got a rounded bit that doesn't have enough points, just add a point here, and then pull those corners in. Add another point if you need it, and suck those 2 points in. This ends up being a really fast way to do cleanup on paths that aren't always perfect. One quick note, this is a lettering font, so uppers and lowers are both capitals. That's actually one of the easiest ways to get variation right away. Let's take a look at one of the fonts from the Outlaw collection. So if we write pool and pool with a capital O and a lowercase o, or 2 lowercase o's, it looks different. It's because it makes it easier to create quick variations without having to go into the alternates. So I'm always harping on learning keyboard commands, and one of the reasons is because it lets you work more quickly. And one of the best keyboard commands that you can ever learn are the kerning controls inside of Illustrator and After Effects. One of the ones that I didn't know was that if you hold down Shift Option and then hold up and down, you can be able to adjust the vertical position of a letter. And sometimes you want to be able to make it feel a little more wonky, and that helps you with that. All right, last thing before I go. If you want to mess with the fonts I'm talking about, head to the Gumroad page for the No System Font Vault. You can sign up for the mailing list there and grab NS Myriad Copier and the inverted variant for free. And if you end up using any of this, I genuinely love to see it. Tag me or drop a comment. I'm always curious what people do once they start pushing these fonts around. And if you want to pick up the Font Vault, the price is going to be going up before the end of the month. And we'll also be releasing a whole bunch of other fonts. I'm really excited about all the stuff that I've been working on and a bunch of other things behind the scenes that I've been working on with some other folks that I can't wait to tell you about. But we're back, and we're going to be making a lot more tutorials. So stay tuned. Talk soon.